Hey, Stoney here with another game of Mechabellum. And if you're ever wondering how to play the Sandworm effectively, this is the one for you. Let's go. At the bottom here, we have Sparty playing as a marksman specialist, and he's up against the TI Ready Comcast playing as a supply specialist. Right. And it's going to be Spider into Stormcallers. Now, unfortunately, the Stormcallers are on the opposite side. I think in this case, I'm going to have to give the bonus points to the Stormcallers. I feel like the Spiders would just have to work a lot harder because of the shorter range and also just a very slow moving unit. So I think the Stormcaller is definitely going to get tower a little faster, and is also going to take a lot more pot shots at the Spiders from this distance. Very curious placement of the marksman. I mean, he does have Aspen, so at some point he could just turn it into Aspen and become a really good chaff clear at that point. Alright, so we are going to have just a whole lot of chaff here from the Stormcaller player. No level up on the tower, but I suspect it will be added in round 2, since there's really no reason not to add a level up there. And just judging from the army, a lot of them is just very slow moving units and chaff, and there is really no effective way to defend on the other side. So I think the tower upgrade is the best way forward. Alright, level 2, we got the Orange Man and a bunch of reinforcements. Improved Sandworm could be very fun to play here. And I know Sparty, he likes to take the Improved Sandworm card, and I've seen him done it successfully. We have Cheeky Wasp coming in from the side, but I think this is a turn that Sparty might want to hit the assault mode on here, which means these wasps aren't really going to do anything. Alright, here's the mass sell-off, getting rid of one Tarantula. Supplementing them with Mustangs on the line. Interesting. So I think what Sparty is trying to do is to have this warm Mustang setup on the line. It's similar to Forstang, but the only difference is I feel like the Mustang is just a little too forward. Unlike Forstang, the forts actually provide ample defense for the Mustangs. There we go. That's the right placement. I was going to say with the Worm, it goes under, right? So when it goes under, Stormcallers will be locking onto this Mustang, so you want to have the Mustangs a little bit back, and you want to have your Worms like somewhere up here. We have a Crawler coming from the red player with a mobile beacon. I think... Oh, he didn't upgrade the tower, that's why the Crawler. Because I was going to say, you don't really want to draw the army over to the side because you want them to waste their time on the tower, but it seems like he just wants to use the Crawler for 100 supply instead of actually spending the 100 supply on the tower. And it might also signal that he might want to defend on the left hand side in the near future. No Aspen though, so that's curious. I think the Mustangs were added purely for chaff clear. But now that Sparty knows that there's not enough chaff clear on the side, I think he might take Aspen. I mean, right now the marksman is just really bad into whatever the red player has. Alright, we got free unit drop. Farseer gets picked up by red. And more chaff clear in the form of level 2 arc lights. And we got Aspen. So that's just a whole lot of chaff clear in general. Okay. Alright, now with the Aspen, I don't think these wasps are going to do anything. And that's probably what triggered the Aspen anyways. He noticed that there are just wasps running around and couldn't be bothered to create more Mustangs. Because otherwise you have to essentially overspend, because most of your opponent's army are in one side, but if you worry about the wasps, we're going to have to drop Mustangs here, right? You can't exactly drop them below the tower because you can't have a Crawler here to draw the Mustang over, and then the wasp would then come to the tower. So you're going to have to spend quite a lot to adequately defend if you want to use Mustangs. And it's just against a single squad of wasps with a 50 supply technology. I think the Aspen would be the best option here, the most efficient option here. And it can also defend shenanigans like this, right? The corner tarantula. And not to mention a level 3 marksman with assault mode is like 30,000 HP. I mean, it's not going to survive the constant barrage from these two Farseers and of course the Stonecrawlers, but they are extremely tanky. So far though, Sparty is not having a great time, and his units are running into this crossfire between the Farseer and the Stonecrawlers, and there's really no answer for these Stonecrawlers at this moment. Right? I wonder what Sparty would do. Here's a good card for Bombard. I think Sparty should definitely take Bombard. He'll get so much value since most of the units all stay in one place. EM got picked up by the Farseer, specifically for the Assman. So the EM on the Farseer is interesting because Farseer does shoot 2 missiles per volley, which means the first missile is going to hit the marksman, disabling the EM or the Assman technology, bringing his HP down to, what is it, 1/5? So that's like under 2k. And then the second missile is going to land, dealing this full damage. So in a level 2 Farseer, I think can one-shot a level 1 Assman, which is good, extremely good value. Alright, we've got steel balls to quickly take care of the tarantula at the bottom. Alright, let's see. This Assman is now here. And look at that. Just like that. 2 shots. And that was a what? Level 4 Assman? They're extremely efficient technology against Assman. But it seems like he does not have enough chaff there. Alright, getting into round 5. I wonder if this is the time we finally get to see some Sandworm action. Lots of great money sinks here. The Phoenix probably gives you the most money. But you can also take the Wraith, because the Wraith Worm is the thing. Alright, so here's the Phoenix. And it gets sold. Now we have the Worm being brought to the board. Level 1 Sandworm. I was actually expecting a level 2 Sandworm. Whenever you take improved anything, it's always good to have them at leveled, because whatever buff that you get from the improved card will essentially multiply when you level them. So I would love to see like a level 2 Sandworm instead of 2 level 1. If possible, but I think he just needed a few more bodies and also to try something like this to get to that tower, which makes sense. All right, we got a level 2 hacker, and of course the level 4 Phoenix is just there to take care of the Arclight. All right, the real problem though is the Sandworm is just gonna get to the tower, no problem. However, level 2 hacker did get the Sandworm, so that's a little unfortunate. And the level 2 hacker is going to continue to work on the rest of the units. And oh my god, that was beautiful. So what happened was the level 2 hacker was locking onto this level 1 Assman. And then the Assman was actually disabled by the Farseer, allowing the hacker to quickly capture it, which means the second rocket from the Farseer actually did not land on this Assman. But that was actually a very split second. Like, you can watch this video, like rewind this and watch how that happened. And that was just so cool. There's so many small interactions in this game that you just don't really expect until it happens. And that's what I love about this game. Like, every time I play this game, I discover something that I didn't know before. And I've already have like, I don't know, 1,200 hours into Mechabellum. My god, this Sandworm was just doing so much work. Did you get a level? It did get a level. Wow, that's really good. Additional deployment slot. Mass produce rate could be interesting because the Sandworm does need a bit of chaff clear. So if you have mass produce rate with range and with a bit of a chaff in front, you should be able to do pretty well. All right, let's see what does the Sandworm run. And this is a entirely aggro worm set, right? So you can tell by the strike armor. Like these two tech are often used together for worms that are just there to do damage and to stir stuff up. Larva or replicate is very annoying, especially right now. Most of the red's chaff line consists of fans, and fans, they don't really move. So once the worm kills the fans, it needs to get under to move closer. That's the big problem. We continue to have more hackers here on the on the left-hand side here, but I don't think this hacker is actually going to do much into this level 2 Sandworm. I mean, the level 2 Sandworm has almost 120k HP because they are improved. So that just means, oh, actually, the improved does not give them additional HP. It just increases their attack. So, but they're still extremely tanky. I mean, Sandworm has more HP than the Fortress. All right, let's see how it works. There is no chaff clear on this side, which means these crawlers are going to tank all the shots from this Fortress. And unfortunately, the Sandworm was actually locking onto some of his own crawlers, but look at that. Holy moly. The strike, and that was like, what, 3 shots? And that, there goes the level 2 fort. 3 hits. And of course, it's going to get tower, and it's going to get the tower on the other side. And we still have a single pack of Mustangs left over to deal with these level 4 Phoenixes. And now this level 1 Sandworm is going to get to level 2. A beautiful round here by Sparty. I just don't think Hacker is the right answer for Sandworms. Like, Hacker requires the hack it requires to be channeling the hack for the entire duration. So at any point the Sandworm goes under, the hacker will have to do the hack all over again, which is not ideal. And it's the same reason why Melting Point, while they're very powerful, but if you don't have a stream of chaff going onto the Sandworm, your opponent could most certainly take advantage of that. All right, the level 2 worm is going to get to level 3, and now with the item, 50% HP, 50% damage, 160k, and dealing 33,000 damage per hit. And that very first hit is going to get even more by 30%, which means this level 2 fortress does not stand a chance. We do have Replicate on the crawlers. Replicate is going to be a great card because not only we don't have much chaff clear here at the front, we also have very unreliable chaff clear in the form of these Mustangs. And we already see Tarantula with armor, which means this pack of Mustangs is going to shoot the Tarantula. And these replicating crawlers are actually going to, depends on where this missile is going to hit. Might hit the crawlers, and that would be excellent. But if it hits something else, like these fangs, I feel like these crawlers are going to grow out of control. And at the front here, we have some chaff clear, a single pack of level 2 marksman. All right, so the worm now taking the armor tech. So level 3 worm, where are you? Oh, no, there's still level 2 worm here, but with armor tech, right? 200,000 HP. Yeah, good luck trying to hack that. I mean, even with 2 level 2 hackers, good luck. And here's the problem. Every time the worm moves, the hacker will have to start over again. The good thing, though, is that the level 1 worm got hacked, and oh, they actually got the level 2 on the other side, so good stuff. But that level 2 worm at the corner is just going to get so much experience, and it's going to grow out of control. I think our rep player will have to reassess his strategy just a little bit. He'll either need to have a lot of burst damage, or he'll need to have some sort of channeling damage, because the worms are just getting a little too big. For me personally, if I am not outscaled at this point, I like to use marksman with EM on the worms. Not only this slows them down considerably, it's a pretty good burst damage, but you have to just make sure that your marksmen are at least at the same level. And preferably one level ahead of the worms for them to be effective. Phoenix is also a great option. If you have a steady line of chaff, I think Melting Point would do nicely as well. Melting Points actually destroy worms if they are one level higher. And now this level 3 worm with 300,000 HP. Okay, Smarty sold the worm right here in the middle, which means right now there's actually no damage in the middle, which is kind of scary, right? His tower is not upgraded, and most of his opponent's army is all on the right-hand side. So it's a very risky play. I mean, I understand you want to have like massive worms here, but very risky to leave your front undefended. One thing I've seen pro players do is to have worms group up like this, and at some point you can mobile beacon them like across the map into the other tower. Wraith, double teched, level 4 Wraith with range and degen beam. That just means this Vulcan here, 124,000 HP, is going to die in 2 shots. Holy crap. And unfortunately, these hackers are probably never going to capture any worms here. On the other side, the entire army is getting taken care of. Well, almost taken care of. These Mustangs are actually doing a lot of work. Ooh, good tower. So this worm is probably going to get captured. And it's too bad that he does not have enhanced control. Otherwise, he could get some very juicy worms going. Ooh, this is unfortunate. He has no upshoot. So there's a level 5 Phoenix is going to just take care of the Sandworm here. Now, because there are hackers on the board, I actually don't think larva will be the best option, because once you hack the larva, then your worm will have to waste one more shot to hit the larva. And in this case, I might just go with Mech Rage. Level 4 Sandworm with the item, with Mech Rage, and with Strike, it probably kills a giant in like 2 seconds. Let's speed this up. Bombard is a good card. Barrier. Interesting. So when your worm has a barrier and is underground, your opponent can still hit the barrier. So it doesn't work like how the worm normally moves when it's underground is invulnerable. Bombard is off cooldown, so it's gonna go on to the strong side here for red. Level 4 worm, almost 500,000 HP, dealing 67,000 damage per hit. Okay. Where is Sparty spending his money this round? I feel like it's just a big round of upgrades for everybody. Has to take a loan, and I wonder what the loan is for. I think speed might be a good option here. There's also level 2 tarantulas. Alright, worm's going down. The shield actually tanks the initial few shots from the missiles. Whoa, look at all these worms. The flanks are being taken care of. The left-hand side flank is folding just a little bit because of the armor on the level 2 tarantula. The right-hand side is doing okay, but I think the Mustang is going to get stuck on the tarantulas again. Unless it gets tower. But the tower came in just a little too late. Tower actually gives a nerf for your units, causing them to take 50% more damage. Okay, so no more hackers. We still have a level 4 Wraith, and I think the Big Daddy Worm is still alive. Oh, wow. This is brutal. Another tower timing? Worms don't really care about tower timing because it just takes them longer to go to where they need to go underground, and during that time, nobody can hit it. And this level 4 worm is once again being leveled. I think this raid might be level 2. These 2 units, man. I feel like red really needs a melting point. Preferably a level 2 melting point. Like, there we go. 2 level 2 melting points. Put them on the side here. Put a bunch of chaff at the front. And watch them work. I don't know if you need suck. I don't think you can actually out-suck the damage output of this level 5 Sandworm. I'll probably just go with range. Because you want to be hitting the worm like right here. While like your forge and everything else is still alive. Ion Beam coming over. Probably going to get 2 hackers, which is really good. And also the Stonecrawlers. Worm at the bottom here to deal with the tarantula. And this flank on the other side is starting to get a little bit scary. But really the only thing that's holding it together is this level 2 tarantula is being taken care of by the Sandworm. I don't like how the Sandworm is on the line. I will put it a little bit behind here. I think the reason is on the line is just, I think Sparty wants to kill the tarantula right away. Because if you put it a little behind, then it might start hitting the crawlers. Yeah, you're missing out on that initial strike damage. But it's okay. I mean, the tarantulas, they don't last that long. Level 2, so that's what? 4 hits? Yeah, not too bad. Alright, the Ion Beam doing work. Yeah, it's getting everybody on the side here. At the front, we have Melting Point working in conjunction with the hacker. Which means the HP are going down pretty quickly, but here's the problem. He does not have a stream of chaff, and that allows the worms to get under. And once they're going under, they are forcing the Melting Point and the hackers to charge all over again. But this round seems to be going pretty well here for our red player. He's capturing multiple worms. He's getting towered. The Big Daddy worm is still alive though, so that's something to worry about. And it continues to just dodge shot after shot. We got a level 6 Phoenix that's really trying to get this worm, but holy crap, this worm. Wow, and he didn't get that other side as well because of the tower debuff. And we got 4 Mustangs left over, all of them level 4. Now we're going to move over to the tower. And the tower is down, but these 4 Mustangs are going to be stuck on the oil. It's going to take forever. Come on, Mustangs. Oh, wow. He actually won the round. Amazing. Nuke is a great card here. We're at round 11, which is kind of insane. I wasn't expecting this to go this long. It's actually the red player that picked up the nuke. So Sparty didn't decide to take up the nuke instead of just skipping. Yeah. When you're trying to nuke a worm, I think you're really just gambling at this point. Because the moment the worm goes under, your nuke is ineffective. Larva did get picked up. No mech rage though, just Larva. I think Larva is a decent pick now that we have Melting Point. Earlier on, if it's just hackers, I think Larva just creates more distraction for the Sandworm. But now that we have Melting Point, they can actually do a bit more tanking. And judging from just the severe lack of chaff here on the far left, these worms are going to create a ton of larvae. And I don't understand why there's the lack of chaff. I mean, all you need is like crawler here, and then maybe another crawler here. If you want an ultra late, you put a crawler right there in the middle because it's most likely going to come to the side. So that's what, a 4 crawler setup, 400 supplies. That allows your Melting Point to lock onto the worms. And that allows your hackers to get some worms for your side. Like, it's just a great positional play. when you have chaff. But instead, he decided to just try to tank with giants. So the nuke did come down. I don't think the worms were really hurt at all. No, I mean, we got big worms still coming over. Yep, we got some big worms here, and they're gonna fold. This is the last round here, I think. If he's unable to kill these worms, and it looks like they won't, yeah, that's gonna be GG. So improved worm strike is actually extremely powerful because of that initial damage. It allows the worms to comfortably contest giants in just a few hits. And when they're this big... Ooh, is this going to be game? Oh yeah, it's going to be game. We got a single Mustang here. And that should be able to take care of the Phoenix. Yeah, and that's going to be game. So the big worm here... Wow. 700,000 HP. Let's take a look at the damage here. So this big, let's see, the massive worm here is dealing 1.2 million damage over the course of the game. Holy moly, that's a big worm. All right, I hope you enjoyed this game. And if you want to see another one that is just as crazy, here's a video for you. And I will see you on the next one.
Prepare your tactics. Mechabellum's calling. Deploy your fortress. The battlefield's alive with swarms.